Did Mumbai Indians seal their fate against Sunrisers Hyderabad at the toss? Have their bowling stocks dropped so badly that no target is defendable at home? Or should Mumbai Indians have scored more than 243 on that Wankhede surface? All this and a lot more at the 23rd Yard Club Cricket Podcast. Mumbai Indians made 4 changes to their lineup, opted to change their tactics around both at the toss and in the field. Batted in a more modern fashion, and yet the result was the same. Same as the previous game, same as it has been for 6 of the 8 matches they have played this season. An easy loss at the hands of the suddenly resurgent Sunrisers Hyderabad. Questions will be asked about Hardik Pandya's decision to bat first at Wankhede, but I'm not sure I belong to that camp. For one, if you believe, based on what the groundsman tells you and your own experience of being in the city, that there would be no dew in the second half, then it becomes a 50-50 call whether to field first or not. You then want to play to your strengths, or at least not play to your weaknesses. But even more so for a team like Mumbai Indians, who had thrice chased targets at this ground this season and lost 2 of these games, it becomes a difficult call there. Their only win batting second at Wankhede this season had come a month ago against Kolkata Knight Riders, and since then, their lack of confidence in their own batting had only grown. And their most recent match, which was also their most recent defeat, at the hands of CSK while chasing 207, batting second, they had been bowled out for 104. There's another factor. The surface did have a slightly tacky feel to it to begin with. Not the entire pitch, but of some areas of the surface. And the way Ishan Malinga then bowled underlined that point. Malinga in the first over that he bowled, which was the fourth of the Mumbai Indians innings, he bowled 4 slower ones. He mixed his lengths up, made it that much more difficult to hit. By the time he had come on to bowl his final over, the 18th of the innings, he had cut back on bowling those slower ones, instead trying to send down a mix of wide Yorkers, quick short ones, and the odd slow bumper. Now, this to me was an indicator that the ball was coming onto the bat more and more easily as the match went along. And this was a problem for Hardik and company, that by the time that they came on to bowl, dew had set in. And that tackiness, which bothered them to begin with, was long gone. The slower cutters did not do their job, and a score of 240 odd looked like an easy chase. Now, this isn't an excuse for Mumbai Indians' loss. More of why it might have not been a bad call to bat first. They just didn't have the firepower to navigate through if their calculations around you did not come right, and that's exactly what happened. The bowlers had no answers. Now, when a team bats second at home and is unable to chase 200 in one game, 200 odd in one game, and then they bat first and is unable to defend 243, there are bigger problems facing the team than just the decisions taken at the toss. One of those problems is the MI fielding, who caught so poorly yesterday. Shashank Singh dropped 3 catches against Delhi Capitals, but his side's batting bailed him out. But after he had dropped another one in the very next game for Punjab, Ricky Ponting seemed to have taken matters into his own hands and dropped him from the next match. Naman Dhir seems to have done something similar. In MI's previous game against CSK, he misjudged a catch to Devold Brevis. Now, that did not cost them too much, but here Dhir put down Travis Head 3 times in the third, the fifth, and the seventh over. Head was on 2, then on 30, and then on 48 when those chances came, before he finally got out for 76. He took just 30 balls to make 76. Now, Hardik might not have wanted to throw Dhir or the rest of the bowlers under the bus, but whichever way you look at it, things could have been a lot different. Well, not just for his team, but I think for all the other teams as well, who are now about to face Sunrisers. The one batter who had looked out of sorts in the SRS lineup was Head, and Dhir and Mumbai Indians seem to have awakened the sleeping batting giant. The other question is, could Mumbai Indians have scored more than what they eventually did? Now, I know we are talking about bettering a score of 243, but at the end of the 16th over, they were 202 for 3, with Rickleton and Pandya having just taken 21 off Hinge's over. So they had the momentum. Of the next 3, only 23 were scored. And even of the 4 balls, the first 4 balls of the 20th over, Mumbai Indians just managed 4 runs. That sequence of 22 balls in the death, where Mumbai got just 27, might have been a factor as well, other than those drop catches that cost them the game. What is a little strange to see is some of the slot balls getting missed by the Mumbai Indians batters. Now, I can recollect 2 of them. There might have been a lot more. The one that Hardik got out to, and then the one that Tilak Verma got out to. Both right there for the batters to take advantage of. 2 slot balls should have been probably hit for 2 boundaries, even 2 sixes. Instead, Hyderabad got themselves those 2 wickets, very important wickets, dot balls as well to go with it. The only positive to come out of the game for Mumbai Indians was their top order batting, which seemed to have been struggling before this. The selection of Will Jacks helped, but even more interesting was the story of Ryan Rickelton, who apparently was on a post-lunch stroll on the day with his family, knowing that he wasn't going to play the game. A late wrist injury to Quinton de Kock meant that Rickelton made an 11th hour entry into the 12 and came away with an unbeaten century, probably a match-winning, should have been a match-winning century as well. It was funny to see how de Kock applauded him by patting his own shoulder with his right hand, probably because his left wrist was hurting and he couldn't move it. But in a way, he seemed to be thumping his own back in praise. He was, after all, responsible for Rickelton's selection and, in essence, for his century too. But jokes aside, that makes it 5 wins in a row for Hyderabad, and they are now third on the table with 12 points, the same as RCB and Rajasthan, with Bangalore obviously having a game in hand. We're still some way off the playoffs, and the gap between the top 4 teams, which also includes Punjab, and the rest is beginning to look more and more pronounced, and we don't want that to happen this early in the tournament now, do we? But that's that from me in this episode of the 23rd Yard Club Cricket Podcast. I will be back soon with more of this. Till next time, bye-bye.